Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rick van Nieuwenhuyse. I'm the President and CEO of Contango ORE, and I'm coming to you live from my home in Alaska. So I hope you're all doing well and safe. I wanted to provide an update to you on our activities, or planned activities actually, for all of 2021, and highlight sort of three areas. Our $18 million program at our Peak Gold joint venture project with Kinross. I just wanted to update you briefly on our plans to list on the New York Stock Exchange American, so update on that. And then third, just introduce, and we just launched our new website, so I wanted to just make you aware of that. But the main thing I want to talk to you about is our $18 million program at our Peak Gold deposit. And so just, for review, our Peak Gold deposit is located in Alaska. We're right off the Alaska Highway. 1.3 million ounces of 4 grams per ton gold, so very high grade for an open pit mine. And we signed an agreement with Kinross in late September to form a 70-30 joint venture with Kinross. And the reason we did that, was to process the high quality Peak Gold ores at the Fort Knox mill, which is located just 250 miles down the highway. So the plan is to mine the ores at Peak Gold, load them into a truck, and then truck them up to the Fort Knox mill and process them through those facilities. And again, what that really does for us is it lowers our capital costs. We don't have to build a new mill and a new tailings facility. We don't have to permit those, so it lowers the overall risk, lowers execution risk, because the mill's already built and the tailings facility is already built. So we don't have to either build those things or figure out whether or not they work or not, and go through a ramp-up period and all those things. So a very low execution risk project here. Now, what we'll get out of this, the project will be producing about 220,000 ounces of gold equivalent. It's gold plus silver on an annual basis, and our share of that will be 30%, or roughly 65,000 ounces of gold net to Contango shareholders. Now, if we use some simple math here and assume a $1,750 gold price, Kinross's guidance on the costs, the operating costs to do this, is their all-in sustaining costs would be $750 per gold equivalent ounce. So netting out $1,750 against the $750, that's a $1,000 margin. So we have 65,000 ounces that are being produced annually for Contango shareholders. That's $65 million of free cash flow. That's when we have 6.2 million shares outstanding, that's over $10 of free cash flow per share. I challenge you to find another mining company that has that kind of cash flow per share. And again, I remind you, we have $32 million in our bank account, and we have the money to get all the way to our production decision with the cash that we have on hand. So, and it certainly won't be hard to finance the last $20 million or so to put the project in production once we have the permits to do so. So, and that really is what our $18 million program that we just announced this year is all about, is to advance the project, to complete a feasibility study and get the project ready for permitting. What that's going to entail is a lot of drilling. So that's a good part of the $18 million program, along with metallurgy, geotechnical, hydrology work, all the engineering work that goes into, on the one hand, getting a feasibility study done, and on the second hand, getting the project ready for the permitting process, which we plan to start in the second half of this year. Right now, plans for completion of the feasibility study would be the end of 2022, and for permitting either end of 2022 or early 2023. With construction in 23, we have a very simple construction plan at the site. Again, we're not building a mill and we're not building a tailings facility. It's already built at Fort Knox. So we'll be building a truck shop. We'll be moving in some ATCO trailers for administration buildings. And we'll be moving in a mobile crusher and putting it inside a large tent dome structure. That's really it, on upgrading the road. We have about a 10-mile road that we have to upgrade. We don't have to, not building a new road, it's just upgrading the existing road. So again, a very, very simple execution plan. So that basically is the plan for this year. It's a pretty aggressive exploration plan. probably one of the largest in the state of Alaska. Again, because we're right off the road and we have a project that's located in kind of low rolling hills, it's easily accessible. We can drill all year round there. We just stopped drilling here just before the holidays, and we'll be starting up drilling next month after we get all the results in for last year's program. So that's an update on our $18 million program. Contango ORE itself owns, outside of the joint venture, we own 170,000 acres of state mining claims just to the north and west, on trend with the Pete Gold deposit, and we'll be spending about $3.5 to $4 million exploring that ourselves this year. That's 100% ours, and our objective there is to go find another Pete Gold ore body. We're highly confident that we're in a good belt of rocks here. We're right in the heart of the Tintina Gold Belt, probably one of the hottest exploration plays in the world right now. Probably over 20 companies exploring in and around the Tintina Belt. So very excited about the exploration upside. My background here in Alaska, I've worked up here most of my career, grew up here, worked very closely with the Alaska Native corporations. We have a great relationship with the Tetlin tribe. They own 65,000 acres. That course is part of the joint venture with Kinross. But we have other lands, as I said, adjacent to the Tetlin lease that we're working on a 100% basis to Contango. That's, I think, a good summary of outlining the $18 million program and our additional $4 million program on our 100% owned lands. As I mentioned, we're also working on getting ourselves uplisted to the New York Stock Exchange American. We expect that to happen by the end of the quarter. We're putting our documentation together, talking with bankers, and so we're getting all those things coordinated to get that done. Again, I do want to direct you to a new website at contangoore.com. Please visit. There's a lot of new information on there. If you have any questions, there's an info@contangoore.com. Just put your questions in there, and I'll be happy to answer them. And I'll call that a wrap. But if you have questions, again, visit the website, and we'll look forward to updating you again later this year. Thanks very much.